it's Nate, and today I am doing Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival. This video will also work if you're doing the Tina Turner video, as it's in the same key. The song is super fun and pretty simple. It's a lot of just jamming out on a D chord, but I'm going to show you a really cool playing pattern to help you get in the groove with that. Let's jump in. Alright, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description, and that's going to help you follow along and see where the chords and the lyrics line up with each other. The song starts out with the instrumental section, this quick, funky chord progression that comes back a couple other times in the song. It's going to sound like this. So here's the underlying chord changes. We'll keep it really simple at first and then add in more of the rhythms. So we've got C. I'm doing an inversion in the right hand. G, C, and E. That's a middle C. And then in my left hand first finger, I'm doing bass C. Okay. Then we've got A major. A, C sharp, and E. Use my third finger on the A bass note there. Notice that flows really nice. We can keep our fifth finger on E. And it starts out by going back and forth between those twice. If we're doing the simple rhythm, you could just do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in 4/4 time, so each of these measures gets 4 counts. So then we have this measure C2. The little dash is a second count of C before A, G. So for this G, I'm going to do an inversion on that as well. B, D, and G, like that. That's going to be on the third and fourth count of that measure. So it's going to be C, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got F. You can just step down that exact same shape. So F bass note here, and then A, C, and F like that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on beat 4 of that measure, so the F dash dash, that's 2, 3, and then 4, we're going to hit this D major chord. Once again, I'm doing an inversion on it. It's going to be A, D, and F sharp with the first finger on D here. And by the way, you could totally do this with all root position chords, and then do a G like that, F like that, if that's easier for you. But these inversions are a little bit more accurate to the guitar on the recording. Okay, so while playing it the way I showed you so far, sounds pretty good. And if it's easiest for you, that'll work. It's not quite the rhythm we hear on the recording. So I'm going to start building out that rhythm. And I'll just say this is probably the most complicated part of the tutorial here. Once we actually get into the verse and chorus, it's going to be smooth sailing. So to do this, we're going to need to think in eighth notes. So dividing the beat in half, not just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And here's the first 4 measures of this instrumental section. And up top above the count, I show you where it switches to each chord. So for now, we can just hold them out to get a feel for the rhythm. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So from the C to the A, it switches on the and after 2. So same thing, 2 measures in a row. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, in the next measure, it starts the same way, but once you hit the A on the and after 2, the G and the F hit on the next 2 and. So the F actually hits right at the tail end of that measure before the measure that I had it written in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that last D still hits on just beat 4. One more time on the whole thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you get that down, we can start adding a little more rhythm in the right hand, start capturing some of the energy of the strumming guitar. So we can do C and I'm going to hit the left hand bass notes for now, just right when it switches to a chord. So on the downbeat, I'll hit the C and then hit the C in the right hand again on the and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So just the right hand on 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? And now we can do, this next measure will be the same, but with the G and the F, but only the extra C on the and after 1 is different from before. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So there, the only thing we changed was we added the extra Fs in the right hand, just pulsing on the quarter notes there on 2, 3, 4. Let me play that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that sounds really good, especially when you start speeding it up. But I'm going to take it one step further. Because there's drums and bass on the recording, we can just get a little bit more energy out of it by adding some extra hits in the left hand. Here's what that would look like. Up top, we've got the right hand chords. They are doing exactly what we just did in the last step. But now I've got the bass notes written in below, and that is where the left hand is going to hit. And it's not always at the same time the right hand is doing something. So we'll do 1 and 2 and. So left hand hits alone on beat 2 there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So a little sort of back and forth there, and 4 and then same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can also hit an extra A there at the end on the and after 4 if you want. I might sometimes throw that in. Okay, that's the first two measures. Now we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's the same. The left hand there can just copy what the right hand is doing, but then on the and after 1 here in the final measure, I'm going to hit the left hand, and then for a few counts here we can just go back and forth. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 before landing together on the D on beat 4. So those final two measures one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so let's go back to those instrumental chords here. You'll notice we ignored these two little measures of D at the bottom. So this is where it just jumps into the main playing pattern on the grooving out on the D that is, like I mentioned, is going to be a lot of the verse. So I'm going to give you that full playing pattern right now, and then when we get to the verse, I can give you some simpler options. But basically, we're going to be doing this feel where the right hand is playing on the ands, the off beats. So here's the rhythm for that. I'm going to be doing octaves in my left hand. So notice on 1, 2, 3, 4, we have left, low, high, low, high. And then the right hand is playing in between on all the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This captures the energy and feel of the guitar strumming on the recording. A lot of these upstrokes on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And you can just repeat this as many times as you need to get a feel for it. You can do it really slow. Sounds good to keep the pedal down. And one thing you might need zoomed in practice on is transitioning from the first part of the instrumental into where the playing pattern starts, because you land on D on the 4th count, 4, and then you just kind of start with the left hand low octave. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 2. And on the beat 4 there, I'm going to do the high octave, just single bass note, 4, and then 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left a good job in the city. Okay, so now we're in the verse. Here's the chords for that. It's a whole lot of D. 8 measures of D. We're just hanging out on this rhythm. So I'm going to sing through it, how it's going to sound, just so you can get a feel of the pacing. And then I'll give you a couple options if you need to simplify the playing. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. So if you need to simplify the playing pattern, especially once you start singing, if it's tripping you up, there's a couple things we can do. First off, if the octaves is the problem, if leaping the octaves is messing you up, you could just pulse quarter notes on a single bass note, maybe the low one, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Still sounds pretty good. But maybe it's the upbeat feel that's messing you up while you try to sing. In which case, you can do quarter notes in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left a good job in the city. If you do that, you might want to do some eighth note. 1, 2, and 3, 4 in the left. I think that sounds good. You can even add left a good job in the city. Something like that. So keep it as simple as you need, but I'm going to stick with those offbeats in the right hand from here on out. Okay, so after worrying about the way things might have been, we've got the chorus. Big wheel, keep on turning. Okay, so here's the chords for the chorus. We're just going to keep going with whatever playing pattern you're doing. And we've got 2 measures of A here. So A, C sharp, E, same way we did it in the instrumental section, but I'm doing the octaves A here. And then coming up to B minor for Proud Mary, keep on burning. This is one way in which the Tina Turner version is different. Instead of staying on B minor for 2 measures, she goes to G for the second measure. So Proud Mary, keep on burning. Sounds nice, it's a little different, and you can just do that same inversion of G we did for the instrumental section if you want to do that. But then it just finishes up with 4 measures of D for the rollin'. Okay, here, let me just play through that whole chorus. And like I mentioned, I'm using the sustain pedal, but you do have to do a little lift when the chord changes. Okay, here we go. Big wheel, keep on turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis. Okay, that is the verse 2 starting. And we're pretty much done here. There's nothing new in terms of the piano part. We've got that next verse, another chorus, instrumental section, just like the first part. And we've got the guitar solo section, which is just a verse and a chorus combined. I wrote it on the chord chart like that. But you can just follow along the chords and lyrics chart for the rest of the structure. I do want to just talk about the final chorus. If you're doing the CCR arrangement, it would look something like that. It's the same, Proud Mary, keep on burning. But then when we get to the rolling, rolling, rolling on a river, it just repeats again. Rolling, rolling, and it repeats about 4 times, but it keeps repeating. It starts fading out, and by about the 4th time, it's out. Now, you can try to reproduce that on the piano, or you could take an idea from the Tina Turner version, which is after that final chorus, it does the instrumental one more time. So I'm going to do it that way. I'll do the repeat on the D's, the rolling on the river. I'll do that 4 times, and then I'll just go right into a final. And just land on a final D and have that be the end of the song. You might want to do some lower octaves there. You could hit a lower inversion of the D, but that's the end of the song. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I am now going to do a full playthrough so you can see how all these parts fit together in the full song. Just note that I am singing it down an octave because I am not John Fogerty, but it is in the same key as the original and the Tina Turner version, and you can sing it up an octave if that works for your voice. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. All right, here's my version of Proud Mary. Left a good job in the city, working for the